So, for the past 2 years, I've been wearing barefoot shoes and I am never going back. This intriguing adventure began when I stumbled upon a TED Talk by Christopher McDougall, the acclaimed author of the eye-opening book Born to Run back in 2009. McDougall's talk was a revelation that sparked my interest in a whole new realm of running. Born to Run delivers an intriguing story of the Tarahumara, an indigenous tribe in Mexico, famed for their running extraordinary distances in the most minimal of footwear. The tribe's lifestyle stands out to a testament to the idea that humans are naturally built for endurance running, and that our modern running shoes, despite their flashy designs and high-tech materials, might actually be doing us more harm than good. McDougall's insights got me pondering about our primal instincts. How are we naturally engineered for endurance? One of the most compelling evidence supporting this concept is the idea of persistence hunting, a method of hunting that is as old as humanity itself. If you're not familiar with it, persistence hunting involves not overpowering but outlasting the prey. Instead of relying on our speed and strength, our ancestors would rely on their stamina to wear down the prey over long, arduous distances, until the animal was too exhausted to continue. So what makes humans suited for this kind of hunting? It's not our muscular strength or our sharp claws, but something quite unexpected. It's actually our ability to sweat. So unlike most mammals, humans can regulate their body temperature effectively through sweating. As we run, we sweat, cooling ourselves down, and thus are able to maintain our pace for the extended period. This physiological capability is unique to us, and it allows us to outrun animals that are faster than us in a short sprint but can't regulate their body heat as effectively over the long distances. In this context, it becomes clear that by nature we are endurance runners. Our bodies are designed for long distance running, from the structure of our foot and ankle, which work as a natural shock absorber and spring, to our large gluteus maximus muscles, which stabilize us as we run. So what's happened to us? How did we land here in an era where chronic running injuries are commonplace and many of them are attributed to the very shoes that we were told to protect us? Let's rewind the clock back to the 1960s, a decade of cultural transformation and a casual revolution in the way we dressed, which included the trend of wearing athletic shoes for more than just sports. The change, paired with the marathon boom of the late 60s and early 70s, sparked by the iconic races like the New York City Marathon, led to an explosion in the popularity of running shoes. And in grand tradition of capitalizing on trends, the big corporations noticed the craze and jumped on the bandwagon, leading to the birth of the trainer trend. The question is, have we been on the wrong foot, so to speak, ever since? Well, let's break it down. Why exactly might these high-tech, cushiony running shoes be detrimental to our foot health and running performance? So firstly, let's talk about the cushioning interference. Your traditional running shoes usually come with a raised, cushy heels, which, while seem comfortable, can throw you off your natural running gait, and even coax you into landing heel first. Now, when your heel strikes the ground first, it sends a shockwave through your entire bone structure, which can result in a myriad of issues, ranging from knee pain, ankle strains, and the dreaded shin splints. Next, we have to consider ground feel, or lack thereof. Thick soles may give you the impression of running on the clouds, but they severely limit the sensory feedback you get from the ground. Feedback that is crucial for proper running technique. When your foot lands and your ankle has already passed the balance point before your brain even gets the message, it's game over. The damage is done. Worst yet, most of us are so accustomed to running on flat, smooth surfaces like roads and treadmill, we're not giving our feet any sensory training. So when we step off the concrete and onto an uneven track, the likelihood of our ankle twisting is incredibly high. The third point of concern revolves around foot movement, especially in relation to the toe box of most running shoes. Often it's way too narrow, restricting the natural splay of your toes and limiting the fluid movement of your foot. Remember, our feet have evolved to be flexible and adaptive for a reason. By confining them, that we're not just causing discomfort, but potentially paving the way for long-term foot and health problems. Lastly, we need to touch on a major drawback: dependency and atrophy. Our feet can become overly reliant on the support from our running shoes, leading to a weakening of the muscles, tendons, and ligaments in our feet. This use it or lose it principle is well documented in physical conditioning. In our well-meaning attempt to protect our feet, we might actually be causing them more harm. By shrouding our feet in layers of material, we're disconnecting them from their intended function, potentially causing weakening or atrophy over time. It's like you're wearing a cast permanently. Over the time, the muscles beneath start to weaken. So it seems we need to start thinking about running in a whole new light, but how can barefoot shoes help address these issues? So now let's flip the script and talk about the intriguing world of barefoot running shoes. What makes them so special, and how might they address the issues we've discussed? So the magic here begins with natural movement. Barefoot running shoes offer a more organic stride and foot movement, promoting forefoot or midfoot landing opposed to heel landing. This transition is generally linked with the less impact stress on the body. Try heel striking in barefoot shoes, trust me, the feedback will be immediate and you'll quickly learn to adjust. It's a literal pain point that drives change. Next, barefoot shoes act as a natural gym for your feet. By encouraging the foot to move and work as it was naturally designed to, these shoes can help strengthen the muscles, tendons and ligaments in your feet and lower legs. This can lead to improved balance, stability and agility. Essentially, your feet become stronger, more versatile the more you use them naturally, just as nature intended. Moving on, we delve into the realm of proprioception. Proprioception is essentially your body's awareness of itself in its space. Think of it as sort of a sixth sense. One of the things that keeps you bumping into things or allowing you to touch your nose with your eyes closed. Now when it comes to running, proprioception is like having built-in coach. It gives you real-time feedback about your foot placement, your body alignment, balance and much more. Barefoot shoes play a crucial role in enhancing this sense. Unlike traditional shoes that have thick soles, high levels of cushioning, barefoot shoes provide direct ground feedback. With a minimal barrier between your foot and the ground, you get much more accurate sense of the surface beneath you. This sort of heightened feedback can aid in preventing injuries by allowing you to adapt and respond to uneven surfaces or abrupt changes in terrain. Moreover, enhanced proprioception can help you refine your running form. When you have a greater awareness of your foot, stride, body alignment and stride length, you can make the necessary adjustments to run more efficiently and with much less strain on your body. And lastly, improving proprioception can increase the balance and stability. With a heightened awareness of your foot's position and movement, you can better maintain balance, especially on challenging or uneven terrain. So, in essence, by wearing barefoot shoes and improving proprioception, we're tuning in more closely to our body's inherent wisdom, maximizing our running potential and reducing the risk of injury. An added bonus is the durability. I've had my first pair of Vivo Bear shirts for 2 years and clocked well over 200 miles in them, and they're still in great shape. They also encourage a shorter stride and a faster cadence, potentially minimizing the risk of injury. It's interesting to note that heel striking actually slows your momentum down by 1 or 2%. With barefoot shoes, your foot lands more horizontally, maintaining your forward momentum rather than abruptly halting it. Finally, we come to the unique feature of wide toe boxes. While they may look a bit unusual, these toe boxes allow your toes to spread out naturally. After years of confining my feet in tight pointed office shoes, I've noticed my big toes curling under my other toes. This not just hampers your balance, but also limits your foot's natural abilities. With a wider toe box, your foot can spread out and engage as it's supposed to. But the question really here is, how can we transition safely and effectively into these new running shoes? Embarking on your journey with barefoot running shoes isn't a cakewalk. It's going to be tough, particularly at the start. Your calves might feel like they're screaming at you after every run, and your initial endurance might take a hit. However, what I found intriguing was a transformation in the type of post-run discomfort I experienced. So instead of dealing with joint pain, it shifted to more muscular aches as they started to work harder. This discomfort, while challenging, is a significant positive change. My adaptation phase lasted between 3 to 6 months, during which regular use of barefoot shoes in daily activities helped significantly. Wearing them for casual walks or errands can actually help strengthen your muscles without any of the intense soreness associated with running. And fast forward to today, I practically live in my barefoot shoes. I even completed a 38-mile race last summer in my Vivos and without a single blister. Far cry from the painful experience I've had in the same race previous years. So despite my love for barefoot shoes, it's important to highlight that they're not the solution for every activity. So recently I bought a pair of traditional sports shoes for badminton. Returning to conventional footwear felt rather strange, and an experimental run confirmed just how much my body had adapted to the barefoot style. I only managed 1k this morning with these traditional shoes before the unnatural sort of foot strike angle became way too uncomfortable. However, for certain high impact sports such as badminton or tennis that require quick, hard surface directional changes, barefoot shoes can pose significant injury risks in these situations. A heel strike can be necessary for braking or manoeuvring, so barefoot shoes may not be for everyone. But from my personal perspective, making the transition to a barefoot shoe has been a complete game changer. I've seen substantial improvements in my running form, a massive reduction in joint pain, and overall better connection with my body during a run. Barefoot shoes have completely revolutionised my running journey, and it's a path I will continue to tread.